I was going down my list of games recently, and a couple of friends really wanted to play a BR game. I was looking what was available, and I was looking at Fortnite, I was looking at Apex, I was looking at PUBG. Heck, I even started to look at Ring of Asylum, and I didn't want to play any of them. All of those games have been played to death, and I couldn't help but wonder and figure out why there was such an issue with BR games. I decided to sit back and relax and play a game that I had never played but always wanted to play. That was Sunset Overdrive. Now, Sunset Overdrive is a single-player game. It was released on Xbox in like 2014, and it was completely exclusive, which was really strange, because Insomniac Games don't do exclusive Microsoft games. They're now a first-party Sony studio. I got to the situation where I was playing through it, and it was everything I always hoped it would have been, and I couldn't help but look at the game overall and think, God damn, this would make one hell of a BR game. It solves almost all of the issues with BR games without even trying. The big three I can think of: movement, camping, and looting. Looting in BR games is identical in every single one. Think of the big three: PUBG, Apex, Fortnite. You land somewhere, you pick stuff up, you go at it, that's it. In terms of winning and win conditions, camping is a bit of a problem. It's a problem when it comes to watching pro players, it's a problem when it comes to the average player, and it's not very interesting to go and get, 5-4, 6, 12, however many kills. Think of any number of kills, and then imagine you die to the last person, and they've got one kill and you're it. That doesn't feel like an enjoyable way to lose a game. You can lose in games and still have a good time. It can happen. You can just have a good all-round game. Most BR games don't feel like that. They are integral. It is built into them that you have to be the last one alive and that's it. And if you don't do that, load back up, because that's the only way you're going to have a good time. The last one is movement. And movement is kind of the biggest issue for me, because all of it's boring. The only game that comes close to interesting movement is Fortnite. And that's only because of the building mechanics. Everything else is kind of just run, duck, jump, etc. And it's like that in every single game. Apex does have interesting sliding mechanics and bee-hopping, and it can be enjoyable, but it's not ideal. So that brings us back to Sunset Overdrive. On your screen right now, all that you're seeing is fast, fluid movement, vibrant characters, a vibrant, interesting, wacky, out-of-control world, and it kind of looks like Infamous, Saints Row 3 and Tony Hawk had a baby and added guns to it. Now, Insomniac Games are known, really known, for their ability to make interesting, crazy, wacky weapons. They did this in Ratchet & Clank for years, and it was always brought up in reviews for the game. They are no different when it comes to Sunset Overdrive. All of the guns are super interesting. So stick with me for a second. What if this game had a BR mode introduced to it? You're running around the world, which, again, super interesting, super wacky, a gorgeous world to move around in. Running, gliding, jumping, grinding on everything, hopping everywhere. And then you get to a point where you don't pick up weapons, you pick up items. You pick up things that you have to loot. You loot items to build your weapons. Maybe you have to kill other people with melee weapons, and then you unlock, I don't know, a stock for a gun, and it's the fourth part of a gun that you need to make. To me, that sounds like a way more interesting way to get about a BR game. Now, the most incredulous thing for me, in many ways, is the winner. I mentioned this before. Now imagine for a second that the person that gets the last kill, the last person alive on the map, isn't the winner. They might finish second or third, even though they're the last alive. This feeds into Sunset Overdrive as a world so impressively. In this game, you get a combo meter. Moving, jumping, gliding, everything. It fills up that meter, and when you get kills, you get more points effectively. Now imagine for a moment that when you're playing through the game, you get 2 or 3 kills, but you've done it while grinding on something, and you've done it with a weapon you've looted and put together. At the end of the game, you die to someone with 1 kill, and you are their only kill, but you've got 5 kills and you've built up one hell of a combo. And the game bluntly tells the other player, you ain't winning, you didn't do anything all game, you were boring. this second place person is now the winner because of the combo meter. To me, that seems so much more like an interesting game to play, a fascinating one to sit down and go over and over and over again. And it would require mastery as well, because you'd have to get used to the movement. I don't know, it was food for thought. I couldn't help but think about it when I was playing the game. I'm so glad I bought this game, and if you guys want to do the same thing, I think it's on Xbox Live Game Pass, and it's about $10 to $15 on Steam. I'm loving it. I'm really glad I got back to it. Tell me your thoughts on BR games. Tell me your thoughts on this as a BR game. Would it work?